Yeah, because if the first one only hit once and the second one hit twice, then that would have been 18 damage. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't know that it could hit a third of its damage. I'll have to watch that back to see if I'm actually right about that. Because that seems very weird. Anyway, it's like 20 to 4, so I gotta get going with this run. Oh yeah, I tried to check if talking to Fledge at the start was truly required in this category. And whilst I'm still suspicious if we actually need that flag, I'm not going to risk it this run, since theoretically it shouldn't work without talking to Fledge in one of the bits early on, but I don't know. How long has it been since I last ran this? Oh, I did this on Monday, didn't I? Yeah. I kind of forgot the feeling of just, like, starting a run and just, like, watching cutscenes. Like, I feel like I've had a bit of a mental reset between the last stream and now. Like, I feel like time went slower. In a way. But yeah. I won't be able to stream next Monday, though, because I've got an IRL project thing going on. So I will be very busy that day, so I cannot stream that day. Even though I usually stream on Mondays. Or at least I have done so far, I don't know. My schedule might be about to change next month or something. I kind of forget that there's dialogue here. I've, like, autopiloted that dialogue every time before this one. Oh, I forgot to split. I was thinking about the Night Academy music. It doesn't matter, that's a meme split anyway. That's just to emphasize how many cutscenes there are at the beginning for funnies, I guess. Hey! Yo. Yo? Horwell says yo. Alright, it's time for our killing post workout. Once per run, 6 rounds of killing post. Let's do it. Like a solid minute of just doing this. Kind of fun though. The gameplay is kind of technical here. Like, there's a fast ledge grab you can get there. I messed that up. The movement there isn't simple because you want to, like, target, then walk, then run up. The next ledge. Like, I'm walking and now I'm running. And, like, I kind of spin my nunchuck around a specific way when trying to go up the post quickly. Okay, nice. Okay, that one was clean. Okay, I thought that wasn't gonna work. Okay, that one was kind of sloppy. Apparently that's better than last time, though. So, I'll take it. By like a second. That movement is not easy. Never underestimate the killing post movement. That you might have a lot of time saved there. Okay, clean. Okay, that was pretty good. I will say, a weird thing that happened before stream, I was planning to stream at a certain time, which I roughly did. But then before I was streaming, I was going on this walk that I, like, very often do. And I knew that the walk took 20 minutes. But then my brain kind of went into this kind of calm, relaxed state where it just thought about a bunch of random stuff. Which is very pleasant. Like, it's like... I don't know what's called. It's like a certain state of thinking where you just kind of let thoughts pass and you're just kind of... I don't know. It's just peaceful. It's not like meditation because I was like walking and like my eyes were open and I was, but I don't know. I like went into that state in my mind, and whilst it was really pleasant, I realized that like I had just on autopilot just started walking like way longer than I meant to. So I was like, oh shoot, and I had to like immediately turn back and go back home. Otherwise I wouldn't have had much time to set up for this run. I don't know. It's like my mind is in idle mode. It happens when I brush my teeth. Or when I go on walks by myself. It just kind of enters that state. It's very good. It's very good though. I believe it's like I definitely believe it's good for me in the sense that like I always feel better afterwards. Oh, I think it's called the default mode network. It is best known for being active when a person is not focused on the outside world and the brain is at wakeful rest, such as during daydreaming and mind wandering. Yeah, it was that. Like, that state of mind is really cool. I try to make sure like I at least get some time where I can do that, because I feel like it helps me be more creative, and I feel like it helps me just be calmer in general. But either way, it was so into that, it was just so in that state that, like, I ended up being, like, 20 minutes longer than I meant to. So I didn't get as much time to practice as extensively as I wanted to, but that's fine. I mean, the upside is that, like, I got to feel quite peaceful and, like, feel refreshed. And then the downside is that I might be slightly worse at a speedrun that I do for fun that has no consequence whatsoever. So, you know, it was probably worth it. It's probably just what my body wanted to do. Because in the grand scheme of things, speedruns, I guess, kind of don't matter. But I don't want to think about that too hard, otherwise it starts feeling weird. Hi Viola, thanks for good luck. Hope you're doing well. It matters, and so do me. Yeah, no, I didn't mean to get, like... existential. I was just thinking, like... Wait. I need to damage down one more. Okay. Never mind. Okay. The keys hit me twice. That's not something that usually happens. That was weird. Wait, hold on. I guess I meant, like... I guess what I meant to say, rather than, like, go or, like, does anything really matter? No, I mean, what I really meant to say was, like, there's not... there aren't any, like, real consequences if I, like, don't do well in my speedruns, really. The only consequence is, like, my happiness, maybe? Like, the fun of it? And I speedrun to have fun, so I guess in that sense it does have a consequence. But, like, it doesn't affect anything other than, like, my happiness, I guess. It matters because speedruns and randomizers make me less depressed. True, yeah. It's easy for speedrunners to rage. Yeah. I feel like, streaming speedruns helps me be, like, less upset if I make a mistake in a speedrun. Because I can still yap as well. Yo, thank you for the 7-stream streak, Viola. That's actually crazy. That means I've streamed 7 times this year, at least. That's pretty good. But yeah, I mean... the only reason... The main reason we speedrun at the end of the day is because it's fun. However, I would say that a lot of the time I've done, like, randos and stuff, because it's also fun from, like, a social point of view, because you get to be part of a community, and I really like that. 7 normal mode streams? Wow. I mean, that makes sense. Looking at my attempt count, but dang. I just think it's crazy because, like, I've never been this consistent at streaming ever. Like, this new schedule that I have this year with streaming, like, I'm actually really proud of myself for keeping it up, because I'm, like, never usually this... I was never this consistent with streaming before. It was just kind of like, I'd stream sometimes in the evenings when I felt like it. But now it's like, I'm running a category where, if I want to run this category, I need to set aside, like, over 3 hours to do it. So, I guess that made me realize, well, if I do this in the evenings, then I'll be really, like, I'll feel all, like, jittery afterwards, and then I won't be able to get to sleep. So I decided to do this in the afternoons, and I was like, okay, I'm busier than I was last year, so there's only, like, a few afternoons a week where I can do this. And so I guess, because I was really excited to run this category, that motivated me to stream more. And because I could only stream on certain days of the week, I was always, like, looking forward to streaming the next time, rather than just doing it when well, I mean, I do feel like it, but, like, I didn't just do it randomly. There's more of a structure now. Yeah. I feel like the length of this category plays a big part in this, actually. If I were to run any percent, I would, like... Any percent's just over... is, like, an hour 15 or whatever. So, I can... You know, I could do an any percent run every day if I wanted to. So it's really easy for me to just, like, do lots of any percent here and there, if I wanted to. Which I guess motivates me to stream less, because I can just do offline runs. And there's also just less cutscenes to talk in. But with this category, it's like, I want to stream this category because, like, it's like over 3 hours long. It's like 3 hours and 10 minutes. And so there's only gonna be, like, certain times where I can fit this in, so I don't know. Helped my streaming be more consistent. Probably as well as just my lifestyle is probably different to how it was last year. But anyway, I probably yapped way too much about that. But I mean, I guess that's why I stream. But yeah. In conclusion, speedruns do make me less depressed. I mean, I'm not that depressed in general right now, I would say. I mean, I go through periods where I have a rough time, but it always gets better. But yeah, no, I speedrun because it's fun. If I didn't speedrun, I feel like it would be easier for me to not do anything and just kind of waste my time and not really find anything to, like, latch onto to, like, get obsessed about. So speedrunning is comforting in the sense that, like, it's a thing I can do in my free time that I can, like, really get into. And I don't get that a lot with some other things. I guess it's a special interest. Also gold. Yippee. Link face planting into the bazaar statue. I think you can, when you start your corrupt file, you can actually turn Link around. I think it takes, like, a few frames or something for the game to update the health value or something. Like, I feel like you can turn around. Alright. We gotta get that rupee so that we can load in the emerald tablet. I was worried about accidentally calling Fi, and then I realized that we haven't met Fi yet. Like, duh. Could have been saving him from face planting. I guess you could have him face plant in a different direction. I don't know. It's only something I realized once I started running this category. Okay. Gotta do the cutscene flag dupe. Mari matas. We're not gonna get to use our crop file again, so I guess I can't show the fact that you can turn around, but I swear you can, like, very briefly. What if you could side hop? I don't know. Okay, that was his final text box. Okay, that was a little bit earlier than I might have liked, but it probably worked. Oh wait, no, I do get to use my crop file. This is the last time we get to use it. Okay, watch this. I'm gonna hold down. He, like, turned a tiny bit. He didn't clip into the statue this time. I should have held left instead to prove my point more, but he did turn. He did turn. Okay, start it a little bit late. Okay, that was really weird and not how I usually do it because of the angle I rolled off at, but it worked. I feel like I say that every time I Sky RBW, actually. Because you can't create, like, a pixel-perfect setup for it or anything. No pun intended, you kind of just have to wing it in a way each time, because based on the angle you jump off of the platform at, like, your Loftwing is gonna spawn in a slightly different position each time. So you kind of just have to get a feel for it. I don't know. Oh yeah, I guess now's the moment of truth. I need to find out if I actually skipped this cutscene. I think I did. I think I just about did. Yeah, I did. Yeah. Could have selected file 1 a little later to do the cutscene flag dupe, but it was alright. I have such a bad grasp of how long diving to the surface takes, so I have no idea how good the split is. Okay, that was definitely the invisible wall that I just hit there. Or like the barrier to the Loftwing tutorial. Okay, I only lost 2 seconds. I don't know what I did 2 seconds slower, but the surface split is not easy for sure, so 2450, pretty good. Pretty good surface time. Pretty good. Can be close to some of best at this point in the run because we just watched so many cutscenes because that's how normal mode works. Can't skip the cutscenes if it's your first time watching the cutscene. I'm in sealed grounds. Oh, I forgot to manually pull the sailcloth again. That's meant to skip some of the dialogue there. Ugh. I always forget to do that. I've only remembered to do that like once. Oh, I was meant to manually reset. Oh wait, I do get to use my crop file again. Okay, watch this. Okay, never mind. I didn't get to show it. Whatever. Anyway, I swear you have like a frame to turn Link. There. It just didn't... Okay, yeah. That is the last time we use our crop file though. Alright. Now we gotta do an RBM to skip going into the Seal Temple. Because this flag that we are going to apply to our file lines up with the flag for the log at the start of Seal Grounds. That just gives you a shortcut to, like, basically just finishing the stuff in the area. Okay. It's a little bit of a weird way of doing it, but works. Okay. And then we're going to commit, make the flag happen by activating a different flag that is normal mode exclusive because it drops a heart. And on hero mode you don't get heart drops, really. And we're off. And now it's Kikui's time. Oh, okay. I meant to do the log jump there to like skip that cutscene, but I didn't hold neutral on the control stick early enough, so Link just automatically pushed it the whole way. Not a big time loss, but kind of annoying. I'm in Farron Woods. I'm inside the Farron Woods. Okay, yeah, I think I talked about this last time, but I actually did do a timing for whether pushing the log before the final Kikui is worth it. And it came out to be like, maybe it's faster by like 2 seconds or something. But then I thought, is me taking the effort to memorize this going to lose me 2 seconds? And then I thought, maybe. And then also my slingshot gold I'd have to redo. I don't know. It's a lot of effort. Okay, I didn't get to hit them both at the same time. QQ. I need to decide if I'm gonna push the log down or not. It's really not a consequential decision, but since it's so close, I don't know what I'm gonna actually do. Maybe I should do a more definitive timing. Okay, since I've remembered about that the log exists every time I've gotten to this segment in the run, maybe I will just push it down this run, except that the split can't gold if I do that, and then just time it that way. Because I will say, the timing I did for that log, it's meant to be in back in time, but I timed it out of back in time, because timing it in back in time was too annoying. Timing it in bit was too annoying, so, yeah, maybe I could use this run as an example. Might be good. I can always just redo my gold as well. Like, golds for segments don't really matter. All that really matters is the time you get at the end. Splits are just, like, nice. Splits are just dopamine. Well, I guess splits help you track, like, how well you've done based on previous runs, so you know where to improve and stuff. But, like, if I mess up my golds in a way that kind of doesn't make sense and I have to edit them later, then, like, that really does not matter. As long as... Because, like, that's inconsequential to the end of the... to, like, the end of the run. If I'm doing a thing in a way that I believe is the fastest way, and, like, I accidentally mess up my splits a little bit, that doesn't really matter. Because the run is still fast. I don't know. Hopefully that makes sense, but... yeah, I don't know. That's what I was trying to explain. As much as it is very nice getting golds, if you're, like, changing your strats and you can't get a gold on one segment in order to do another bit faster, like, it really doesn't matter. Because it's faster in the long run. Need to damage down to 2 hearts here. Okay, that was pretty slow. Aw, that must have been close. The camera briefly went to a different, like, angle and then back. Must have been a few frames off. QQ. Yeah. There's a frame-perfect trick there called lobster roll, which saves like 2 seconds or something silly, where if you bonk the tree on the exact frame the cutscene is meant to start, you can, like, save a couple seconds. I always go for it, and it does, like, lose a second if you miss it and successfully bonk the tree. If you bonk the tree, but then bonk the tree too early, I think you lose, like, a second, because Lobster is like, Q! But, I don't know, it's fun. I've gotten it a couple of times. And it's funny when I get it, so... I see it as worth it. Alright, gotta remember The log push. Oh, I gotta remember what extending blow strats I'm doing this run. I gotta do those and hopefully not mess them up like the way I did last time. I mean, I technically didn't mess the strats up, it was just I died afterwards. Nice. Wow, I cut all the grass there. Nice. Yeah, if you position yourself perfectly, you can still... Well, not perfectly, but if you position yourself really forwards, you can still get that strat. Alright, I'll just push the log. Nice, I got the backflip. Nice! Practice paid off. I got the right movement. Oh, okay. That was kind of not very good at the end. But the log push itself and like the backflip and the roll, kind of difficult to get like fast without bonking, so. Yeah. This split is automatically going to be 15 seconds slower because I did that. My gold doesn't do that. I did have a couple slightly slow bokoblin fights, because you want to be killing as many of them at the same time as you can, and I was like kind of killing them individually. But I don't know. Should be only 20 seconds slower. Q. Also, another thing I realized when I was doing that ULO log timing is that because you're meant to do it for the Farron trial RBW and you're meant to like die for the trial gate to appear, because you're meant to die for the trial gate to appear, I was like, oh, I gotta do the movement up to entering the trial gate, so I gotta make it appear every time I want to do the timing. But like, I don't. All I have to do to make it work is like have the logs be there in the same way they would be. And then get to the statue and save there, and then end the timing there. But that still proved to be difficult because there were like issues with like loading the right layer or state of Farron Woods. I don't know. Anyway, that doesn't matter right now. What does matter is, or kind of matters, is the extending blow strats that I was practicing. Because if I get them correctly, there is a 55% chance that we will get to go wee! Which is, you know, in our favor. That's like being the casino. When that's like casino odds, where they like slightly put it over 50% and stuff. I don't know this because I go to casinos. I hate casinos, they're so overwhelming. I know this because I've watched like nerdy videos about how casinos work. Alright, we should have the slingshot equipped. Yeah, let's try this. Ah, kind of takes a while for us to pull the slingshot there. Aw, bad RNG. Okay, but the thing is we get to try again. It's just that this setup is harder. Yo, we got it! Yo, we actually got it! Okay, well, we didn't go wee the whole way. Oh, and Gorko talked to me. Yo! Okay, well, we didn't go wee the whole way. Ideally, if you do that setup correctly, you get to dodge the ledge, and go all the way to Skyview Temple. However, that's really difficult, to do consistently. Because it's based on where Link is, and there's only a certain radius around the Bokoblin which you can actually get the Fatal Blow. Not be too far away. But hey, we're saving time. We are saving time with that. Because Deep Woods on normal mode, because we can't do the cube walk trick, is really long. So even that, which is the slowest possible way I could have gotten that trick, is saving us like 40 seconds. So that is why I feel like going for Extending Blow is worth it. Because it just saves a huge amount of time in this category. And I won't lose 5 minutes in Earth Temple. High 64. Are you talking about Scaldera, Skip? Thank you for the good luck, by the way. I will say on the topic of Scaldera Skip that I never ended up doing the timing for it. This time, not actually. This time it was just, I just didn't get around to it. Oh yeah, your awful attempt. Or like what you call your awful attempt. I don't know. To each their own. If someone gets a run that is like 6 hours long in this category and they think it's a good run, hell yes. Yeah, no, I didn't mean to call your attempt awful, 64. I'm sorry. Did you lose that much time because of Scaldera Skip, or what makes that related to Extending Blow? Or is it just not related to Extending Blow? I don't know. Okay. Oh, I guess you could be talking about, like, the similarities, how your run got Extending Blow and then my run got Extending Blow, and how you're saying I probably won't lose 5 minutes in Earth Temple? I don't know. Sorry if I'm struggling to understand. It doesn't really matter. Okay, whatever, that works. Yeah, okay, now I understand then. Anyway, that Deep Woods gold is definitely a real, legit gold. That is the first run where I have gotten Extending Blow in normal mode. I really think that, like, doing normal Extending Blow, then doing 50B as a backup is good. Because I personally just think it's really hard to consistently dodge the ledge with 50B. The setup is relatively simple, but it's so hard to get consistently. So I'd prefer to just have worse odds, but be more consistent with how fast it is. Doing the worse odds version of Extending Blow is to go wee to Skyview Temple is also just the fastest way anyway. Okay, that was not how I meant to do that. Oh my goodness. Okay, that What is that guy called? Stallmaster. Stall guy. That dude fight was not how I planned, but I didn't die, so I'm okay. Lost a bunch of time to doing Scaldera skip plus other dumb mistakes, yeah. Earth Temple stands for expected time loss, am I right? I also wanted to move a little bit more forward before using my Beetle, because I saw in your run that you did that 64 and it seems faster. Oh, Stalfos, that's the word I'm thinking of, thank you. I just settled on Stal dude and called it a day. Or Stal guy. I wanted to say Stalnox, but that was like the inner Breath of the Wild in me wanting to speak. Get that rupee for the 9x04 flag. Okay, this stamina management is even worse. What am I doing stamina management right now? Okay, I don't know. It seems like it's working though. Okay, I think that probably worked. We probably saved before the flag of the Bokoblin dying got set, so that we can die quickly later. I know that the Stallmasters were called like Janan and Janet or something. Janan and Jeanette. I don't know. The one in Ancient System, the Stallmaster there, is definitely called Janan. We know that. I don't know what the Skykeep one was called. I wonder if someone ever gave that Stalfos a name. Yay, I rolled in the right direction. Let's go, I could do an auto roll there instead of stopping. Yeah, the Boko is still there. Let's go. Let's go. Okay. Sick. Oh yeah, H. Oh, Gerahim just said H. Did you see that? Okay, no, that's a Japanese character, but it looks like an H. There is like one Japanese character that looks a bit like an H. I remember the first time I played Skyward Sword. I was kind of weirded out by the way Girhim's eyes were able to like widen as if they were just being stretched. I mean, they kind of are being stretched, actually, in his model. But like the way his eyes can just like widen was like really freaky. Because like none of the other characters had their eyes go like that. Like, what's meant to be freaky about Girhim is like how he can teleport anywhere, and how he's got like a snake tongue, or whatever, but I just found like the way his eyes widened to be like kind of weird. Which it only happens at the start of this cutscene. Oh no, I'm gonna take my cape off. Okay, hold the sword all the way to the right. There we go. Okay, that was even more to the right than I meant, because my calibration was slightly off. But there we go. Didn't lose a bunch of time on G1. Okay, couldn't really see gear him, but I knew what direction I had to slash. Okay, that was a little bit risky. Could have killed me there. Okay, all things considered, not the best Girahim RNG ever. Pretty average. However, I feel like my execution was really good this split. Like, that was really good. Even if it didn't gold, I can't immediately think of any complaints. Or anything major. I mean, obviously I could probably be like a couple seconds faster or whatever, but no actual like noticeable mistakes come to mind. Okay, we are golding by a lot. Okay. Nice. Okay, because I was gonna say that split did feel really good. And we can still improve it by quite a bit more. With Girahim RNG. Well, when I say quite a bit more, I mean like can still at least a few more seconds of improvement there. Big time save. Hi, David. Hope you're doing well. And then this is the part of the run where I'm like, oh my goodness, 52 minutes have passed. Whoa. Ba, 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 ba. And they stare at each other awkwardly, and then the cutscene ends. Got myself into PK on a multi-world. Nice. Yeah, I did notice that in my Echoes of the Eye seed, I got redacted item, which should unlock quite a lot for me in the redacted area. Alright. This Boko better not have a low attention span. Let's go! The Boko was focused. The Boko was focused. That doesn't really work. Okay, had to select file 1 there. That was kind of risky, I could have accidentally started my file. Oh no, wait. Okay, well, I don't know if I actually successfully committed the flags there. But if I didn't, it shouldn't be a big deal. Because I messed up my movement. Okay, I did anyway. Just clicked on it with file 3. Okay. That should have worked. There's a long load. Okay, yeah. Maybe started my file a little bit on the earlier end there. Boko took his Adderall. Wait, I need to remind myself what Adderall is. Treatment of ADHD. Oh, okay. Save and manually reset. That's what I meant to do. Yeah, see, the things, the, like, the medical drugs that people talk about in the US, I feel, they name them slightly differently. Like, you guys have got Tylenol, whereas we've got paracetamol. If that's right? I don't know. Also, even though I'm aware of ADHD medication because I have a family member who takes it, like, the stuff that they take is, like, is, like, a different one. Again, messed up the movement there. Paracetamol's right. I mean, yeah. I know what's right where I live, I just don't know what's right in, like, America. Like, I don't know what they usually call each thing. This found dive does not feel very good. But it's probably going to be fine anyway. Dude, I swear Link is being, like, shifted about by the wind. Oh no, it's not. This is bad. Oh no, okay. I have to retry. Yeah, I was way too far to the right. I thought I went too far to the left, but... oh well. That kind of sucks, but we got to retry the dive immediately. It was just not the best feeling dive. I was maybe a little bit distracted too, but I don't know. It's not the biggest deal ever. Not the biggest deal ever. I just need to make sure I get this movement right. The shaking. Whoa. Okay. Okay, I think my problem sometimes with that log is I I hold neutral at the right time, but then I, like, release it, but then I go back to holding a direction on the control stick. I go back to holding a direction on the control stick, like, too early. And so it's like, I'm pushing the log, I'm not pushing the log, and then I'm pushing the log again. But since I held neutral for so little time, the game thought I was trying to push the log the entire time. Alright. No, the Boko got distracted. Tylenol is the brand name. Acetaminophen is the generic name. Okay. Interesting. So that's not paracetamol then. Boko really does have ADHD. Yeah, I don't actually know what makes the Boko... Also, whoa, that was weird. Wait. I got a little hop off of the wood there. I don't actually know what makes the Boko not be attentive of you. I think it is my fault to a degree. Like, I do think that it is based on, like, the direction you run. I just think it's, like, unpredictable to a degree that if the Boko doesn't pay attention to you, it's like, you know, it just happens sometimes. Like, it is technically your fault if the Boko doesn't pay attention to you, but at the same time, it's hard to do that consistently, so it's fine. You shouldn't be hard on yourself for it. Okay, probably did one more flap than I was meant to there. Oh no, this is a bad angle. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I get it. I get it. Not a very good angle. Yeah, pretty bad Elden split, but still faster than like if I well, actually, no, I think I lost a bit more time last time as well. Still faster than last run. And I got to die to that Boko, so. You know, whilst it does suck to make bigger mistakes, it does just happen. The Farron dive just didn't feel good. I over-adjusted for it. It's whatever. It's a very easy to make mistake is what I'm trying to say. Like, I don't want to be too hard on myself for it. Nice. I think I say nice at that exact tone every time I get that, like, really satisfying jump slash there. Okay. I remember I was struggling with the gravestone RBM last time, so I just gotta remember that I gotta be perfectly face-on with the gravestone. Like, perfectly, like, so that I can make sure I grab it. Oh yeah, there's also the bridge movement. Honestly, I kind of wish that running up the bridge wasn't faster for when you go to this part of Skyloft. Because it's so annoying. That movement now. Okay, maybe so annoying is a little bit of an over-exaggeration. Oh my lord. I landed on the fence and then jumped off. Okay. Well, that works. Sorry, that was a little bit unexpected. I was just going like, huh, all of a sudden. Okay, I wasn't perfectly face on with the grave, but I thought I was good enough, and I was right. I sounded like if I found Skykeep. If I look at what you do, it's relatively consistent. Okay. You got that movement from Exto. Okay. Yeah, I did sound like if I sound like if I found Skykeep. Speaking of Exto, I mean, actually kind of not. It's kind of not to do with Exto, but since he had the 100% world record at some point, I did think to mention that Skyward Sword's longest standing main board world record, which was the 100% world record from Jim, was just broken by Deesh, which is pretty hype. Deesh got a Deesh improved the world record by about a minute. And I think it was on the old route too. The camera was all weird again. I'm not gonna fall for that and die again. I don't exactly know like the reason why he wanted to do the old route, but I think on his streams it said like he had like a command for it, so there'll be a reason for it. But yeah, GG's. Hundo does seem like a... I mean, Hundo seems really fun, but at the same time it seems quite difficult to achieve a time you're truly happy with. Because of the length, the boss rush RNG, and just the fact that even if, like, the world record was really improvable, I don't know how much time the new route saves, but even if the world record was really improvable, it still just takes a lot of commitment to the category to just dedicate yourself enough to do enough runs and get enough practice to, like, beat that world record, so... yeah. Guess you go to half stamina. Okay, that was good. But yeah. I guess it was, with the 100% world record, it was a case that people knew that the Hundo world record could be beaten for a while with the new route, I suppose. But actually going and doing that is quite difficult due to the nature of the category, so... Pretty dang big achievement from Deesh to do that. You go to 5/8? Okay. No, I don't think that worked. I started my file late. I'm gonna pretend as if it worked, because I am not sure. I think that RBM probably didn't work, though. I will just say. Okay, what was my cue? It was put my right foot... No, Link. Why is he not... Okay, whatever. I couldn't get my visual cue properly because Link was, like, targeting with his feet in a different position. I don't know, maybe... See, that's annoying. Whenever you are trying to develop a position based on where Link's feet are when he's targeting, Link's feet can be in 2 different directions when he's targeting. Like, it could be left foot in front of right foot, or right foot in front of left foot. So it is kind of annoying. Because it depends on how you move. So yeah, one day I'll get a good bomb bag gold. One day. One day. But still, the split is fine. It's just that, like the harp strum RBM split sometimes is, I may have made a mistake that will affect the next split. I don't really think me failing the found dive earlier was a matter of not practicing. I think it was just a calibration thing. I do think Gravestone RBM is something I could practice, though. Alright, moment of truth. Did the RBM actually just barely work? Or do we have to do it again? No, it did not. Okay. Yeah, that's what I expected. Oh, whoa. Okay. Well, this sucks. I have to go and do the RBM again. Ugh. Can never have a good Earth Temple. Okay, well that's not true. I did have a couple good Earth Temples, I think. It's just something I should practice more. I do genuinely believe it's a matter of practice. It's just, yeah, annoying cutscene skip plus RBM that is easy to fail. Plus boss fight that is kind of difficult to do the optimal strats for. Oh wait, I didn't manage my stamina right. Okay, well that works. Link putting his invisible sword down. Okay. I played it very safe there because I felt like Link was not at a very good angle in relation to the gravestone there. I did try to do a lava hop there despite a lava hop being like half a second slower. Okay, I have 7 slingshot seeds. I think that'll be fine. I do use 2 more because of my extending blow strat, so I guess that is worth noting, but I think I can get away with it. There's no way we use more than 7 for the rest of the run. Okay. Barely had enough stamina. The Gravestone RBM is really difficult to do fast because you need to be targeting at a good enough angle so that Link is facing the gravestone like parallel enough so that the game will let you push the gravestone quickly. because if you don't push the gravestone in the way that you expect, you can fail the RBM in the way that I did earlier. So, if you go for, like, if you go safe and you have Link, like, and you, like, tap A next to the gravestone so that you have Link, like, briefly grab it and then let go, and then you start your file again, Link will push the gravestone slightly faster, and he will also be pretty much guaranteed to push the gravestone because you made Link face the gravestone because you tapped A earlier. However, if you want to do it, like, actually faster than that, I don't know how I wanted to phrase that. If you want to do it the fastest way, then it is kind of tricky to do. And I've been trying to do it the fastest way, but yeah. Either way, the mistakes we've made so far are very normal mistakes. Very normal. Alright. However, so yeah, so we will be losing like a minute and a half on the split. I will just say ahead of time. However, we can still try and get the optimal Scaldera strats, which are really satisfying if I do get those. So that will be fun. And of course, these mistakes are like, they're not like doing something in bit and then just losing like 4 minutes because of it. A harp strum, failing harp strum RBM once is still more time lost than this, than these two mistakes. Which is why I practice it so much. Actually, I am curious, 64, if when you said that you felt like Scaldera skip was slower, was that just feeling or did you do an actual timing? Because I'm wondering whether it's worth it for me to still time it like I originally planned to at some point. Or if I should just leave it. It's possible that that spin attack only hit a third of its damage, maybe. I'm not sure. I got bad RNG. Oh, that bomb went higher. Oh wait, I forgot to do the unique phase 3 strats. Right. Oops. That's fine. We could still potentially get the 4 cycle, though I'm a bit iffy about this one. Okay, now I feel like there's no way the Skyward Strike is gonna work. The I just was in a different position to normal. Feeling? Okay, so it might still... Okay, so it will still be worth it for me to do a time. Okay, yeah. I must have messed up something in phase 1. For that to happen. Spin attack must have not hit enough times. Oh my gosh, please. No! Oh my goodness. That was so awkward. I was like, please, please. Can the eye go to the right spot? No. Okay, well. I was probably 25 extra seconds of time loss on Scaldera, and I still have to damage down, so maybe failing the RBM was more time loss than I thought. So, like, yeah, we're gonna be a fair bit behind, but you should see the amount of time save we have later. I'm gonna choose not to worry about it. I do need to practice Gravestone RBM, but at the same time I can appreciate that it's just difficult sometimes. Still less than a minute behind though. Thanks for the energy, Mijito. The energy. I don't actually know what Link is holding there. I don't know if that is a pink thing that is like in a Zelda game, or if the person who made that emote just kind of like got that image and then just put it there. Oh yeah, I just remembered that Impa's left eye has the Sheikah symbol on it, but her eye is meant to be like the eye of the Sheikah there, as well as it being on her forehead. Where was Impa born? Who are Impa's parents in this game? I don't know. Link looked kind of upset there. Looked like me when I fail a trick and lose lots of time. Like, oh no. I don't know why I just turned into Mario for a second. Oh no, I failed the RBM. Wait, is Zelda appearing there like a memory? I didn't realize the context of that cutscene there. Is Link imagining Zelda being there? I don't know. Alright, and now the split actually begins. Wow, that is 4.5 minutes of cutscene. I don't realize how long that cutscene is, really. Ow. Okay. Again, I always tell myself I swear I do that movement different every time. But that way, I was just a bit far. I was just far enough away from the gates that I could do it like that. Oh yeah, I forget I can open Splash to raise the pedestal. I will get Phi text if I select file 1 before I actually interact with this. I gotta... Wait, I gotta go in with file 2. Let's go! Now I get the visual cue that I want to do the RBM. Okay, and now we gotta... Wait. Oh, I meant to bit save, right? I forgot to bit save again, dude. Oh my god. Okay, well this is a really silly time loss. I always forget to bit save. Ah, that's why the movement there is different. I don't have to have file 3 selected in the same way that I was trying to select it. Oh, whatever. Well, I think that's like 40 seconds, but it's fine. This harp time in my current PB is like when you get a second run that's pretty good and then you just can't beat it, honestly. Even though you know you can beat it, you just... something gets in the way. Oh well. Again, not a huge mistake. Oh right, I can't skip the cutscene. Mari Matas. Lanayru Mine. This is a part of the Lanayru Mine that we will not see. Okay, nice. Didn't bonk. Alright. Let's go talk to Betrow. Yay, I did the bridge movement. No, I voided out. I took the wrong lines. Ah. I knew I was at risk of that happening anyway. To be fair. Whatever. Oh, the Wii Motion Plus tutorial. So scary. Alright, yeah, so we're going to be losing some time on the split, but it doesn't look like it might be as bad as I expect. I'm expecting us to lose 55 seconds, but maybe not? I don't know. I mean, we already got the Phi text, so we already cleared that in the sky. I don't know. Yo, Nikki! It's been a while. Thanks for the good luck. Thanks for stopping by. Do a good job at disappearing for unknown quantities of time. How did we only lose 14 seconds? Okay, well, I'll be right back. I gotta go to the bathroom during this. Okay, I even had like 10 seconds to spare there. Like, I got in my chair in a very relaxed manner. Oh, I clicked the up text option, that's slightly slower. But yeah, that's fair, Nikki. Life do be lifing, and to be honest, I've definitely gone through phases of, like, using Twitch a lot, and, not using Twitch a lot. I would definitely, like, if it wasn't for the fact that I get pinged in, like, different streamers' Discord servers for when they go live, like, with ping notification roles that I choose sometimes. If it wasn't for that, I would probably not be using Twitch, like, as much. I hope I pronounce your username right, by the way. I just say Nikki because I've heard someone else pronounce it that way. I don't know if it's actually like Nikkei or Nikkei or something. Oh, I missed the side hop. Well, I pressed B instead of actually selecting it normally, so it threw off my cue. So that wasn't really a proper attempt anyway. My username is up to viewer interpretation. Okay. I like Nikki, honestly. Even though if I were to pronounce it in a way that I thought like made the most sense, maybe I would say Nikkei, but I don't know. It's nice. It's catchy. Misusing Twitch a lot, but I find myself doing more things, yeah. It's very fair. I feel like when I go through a phase where I'm not using Twitch a lot, I kind of only go on it once in a while to, like, watch someone I know, or, like, watch a streamer I watch a lot and just say, like, good luck, and then, like, watch for 5 minutes and then just stop, I guess. I've been watching more Twitch recently. I don't know if that's because there's more stuff going on, or if it's probably just to do with, like, where I get, like, entertainment from. I have been watching YouTube maybe less because I keep finding videos that I think are really cool, and then I, like, save them for later, but I never watch them later. I just, like, procrastinate. So there's, like, 30 different cool videos that, like, I all want to watch, but I only have so much time. And there's so many people on the earth making videos that are really cool, and I just don't have enough time to watch all of them. Learned how to reverse engineer Mario Sunshine? Like it wasn't the root cause. Oh, I see. So you changed stuff to do with your free time. I mean, that sounds pretty exciting, so that makes sense. Check Twitch occasionally to see if someone I like is streaming. Yeah, that's fair. Is it like, a decomp project that you're working on? Because I know some Skyward Sword people have been doing a Skyward Sword, working on the Skyward Sword decomp somewhat recently. Okay, remembered to refill bombs here. That's good. Yeah. I guess, like, we go through different phases of what we do in our free time, like... This time last year, on a day like this where I didn't have too much stuff to do, I would have been like, alright, I'm gonna do a rando seed. But now it's like, even though there is the next Skyward Sword rando tournament happening, I decided not to join it. Because I thought it would just be too much stuff to do. And so, on a day like this, sounded Scottish for a second. On a day like this, I like find myself wanting to stream instead. For the sake of modding, but the official decomp project and I don't mix very well. Oh, okay, so like your end goal is takes a lot of time. Okay. So like your end goal of what you do is for the purpose of modding, not for the purpose of decompiling the whole game. Got into hacking Sunshine for the sake of making things, yeah. That's how I felt when I thought about these things. Like, I could start learning all these different skills, but for me, the end result of doing stuff is usually making things. Oh, I didn't start file 3. I made the mistake I make, like, every other run. I need to exit the dungeon. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, speedrunning, I guess, is kind of an exception. Because, well, I guess speedrunning, I don't know, it's fun playing games. But also, I don't think I would have done this many normal mode speedruns by myself if I didn't stream it. I think the fact that I'm streaming it and talking to people makes it as fun as it is. The Sunshine Randomizer, wow. Yeah, that makes sense. Most of the stuff I do is either for the sake of having fun and, like, getting to socialize with others, or making a thing. I feel like. I mean, not everything is like that, because not everything in general can just be sorted into neat little categories like that. So there will be exceptions, of course, but most of the time it's like that. Alright, it's time to watch Groose. Very impractical for me to stream, which is something I always wanted to do. Purely for the socialization aspect. Yeah. Like, I genuinely... Like, this category is famous for how many cutscenes it has. I genuinely think I would get bored if I just did speedruns of this, like, on my own. I think the reason why I'm as motivated as I am is because of the socializing aspect. And because I'm, like, talking. In a way, it's a performance, because I'm, like, talking and like, expressing my thoughts and then speaking to a chat. Like, for example, not everyone talks the same way in a stream as when they talk to their family or their friends. But it's been good. Talking during long cutscenes makes them, like, bearable. Makes them fine. I think for a long time that was also... Oh my gosh, I almost selected a file. That was also a big reason why I enjoyed doing randos so much, because you would get to, like, meet new people and do, like, VC races. You loved the speedrun? Oh, that's nice. I don't say hype or big brain to my family. Yeah, exactly. Anyway, I'm gonna have to focus during the rest of this RBM so that I make sure that I can get a good attempt of it. Since I got a select file 1 during a specific window of like half a second at the end of this, and then I've got to do an RBM that's very easy to fail. Boom. Okay, that worked. There's no way that I didn't get the cutscene skip flags there. I mean, the only way to truly know that worked is not just the time save we got here, but also to check if we can skip this cutscene later, but I'm pretty confident I did that right. Okay, so that was the first thing I needed to make sure I got right, and then the second thing is gonna be coming up. Gotta strum the harp and start my file on a specific strum. No. Key. No. I'm kind of hungry. Oh, that text box is really quick. I forgot about that. No. Okay. Okay, I'm not 100% sure that that worked, but it's possible that that worked. Oh, I almost killed myself. Okay. In order to check that that RBM successfully worked, I'm looking to hear a specific low note of the harp. The very lowest note that you can play of the harp. I'm specifically listening out for that. And I think I got it, but I'm just not 100% sure. Okay, anyway. Grateful to all the modders of SS and other games so you can play the randomizers. Yeah, considering the size of the SS modding community, the fact that we have as much stuff as we do is incredible. Also, I will try to read those when I get more time, Nikki. The people who figured out how to mod the Wii, yeah. Genuinely, I'm so impressed by the SS modding community. Where is the pillar? Hello? Okay, I just wasn't focusing. I missed a found dive. Tend to ramble and talking about things you like. I'm the exact same. When I'm talking about special interests, hyperfixation, whatever you want to call it, I could just talk about it for like 2 hours, honestly. I probably have talked about it for 2 hours. Okay, well, we're losing more time on this split, but it's okay. Just failed a Farron dive because I was distracted. Okay, need to not open the splash screen. Okay, nice. This should be fine. Okay. It's less than a minute of time lost. That's something at least. Okay. Really? That didn't work? Oh my goodness. Wait, I think I meant to place the bomb here. Really? Come on. Okay, there we go. Well, I'm gonna lose a bit of time later due to not having a good bomb count. Okay, wait. Part of a modding team. And I recently had to make a racing channel because people kept showing interest in running randomizer races in our Discord. Okay. It makes me so happy to see people interested in playing and competing in mods. Modding is a lot of effort, passion, so validating when anyone shows interest. Didn't like the work, but I made the gecko code. Needed some tweaks. That's awesome. Yeah. I can really imagine, like, how validating it feels that, like, when people want to play something that you put, like, hours and hours into. Us humans are social creatures. When people like something that we have made, it feels very validating. I at least know that feeling in terms of, like, streaming and making YouTube videos. I don't know what that's like for modding, but I bet it feels similar. Technically, Sunshine has trained you to be able to hack other GameCube and Wii games. That's cool. Wonder when I'll find another game to fixate on. Yeah, same, honestly. I kind of feel like, as much as I can encourage my fixations to go a certain way, I kind of just have to let them do their own thing to a degree and just see what happens. Nice. I'm sure it is the same feeling. Yeah, I know that feeling. It's an extremely good feeling. You keep going back to SSR. Yeah. Man. Yeah, even though I haven't had the exact same experience, Nikki, that is extremely relatable. All the stuff you said on, like, validation and fixations like that. The joyous sledge stream. Hi, Ori. Thanks for good luck. Hope you're doing good. Joyous. Letting them do their own thing is pretty much the only reason I learned how to hack a GameCube game. Yeah, it's just like, you get interested in things based on what you're exposed to, but also to a degree, it just kind of does its own thing. Okay, nice. I think you just slept for 15 hours. Oh my goodness, Ori, that's insane. So I think Nightbot's not working. Quoi? Then you're learning computer science concepts, yeah. It's funny how, like, you start with one thing to do with one interest, and then it branches out into another thing just without you realizing it, just because it was like related. That's really how my monotropism works. Because that's the word for what I experience with that. It's like, I learn about new interests through my special interests. That's like how I learn. Yo, the RBM worked. Okay, we're saving time. Actually, are we? I don't know. Either way, it's really good that that RBM worked. The sleeping wizard. Yes. I find that in Discords I'm in with other people and in Twitch chats, I find myself I'm way more of a yapper than average. Like if I'm meeting if I'm like new to a person or a stream, I'm very shy and I like just lurk. But if I'm very like familiar with a stream and I'm comfortable with talking there, I just like yap so much. It's definitely related to my ADHD. I don't want to just blame everything on my ADHD, but that's definitely like a factor, because I've always been like that. I've always either been very shy or like yap. Anyway, we are gonna die to 2 different imprison fights so that we can get a bunch of flags early. Right now. Yo! Down left. W yapping. Whether or not I'm talking. Sometimes I have a hard time crafting the right first message and you get too anxious and just talk. Yeah, I really want, like, people to have... Like, I really want people to not think I'm, like... Not get a weird impression of me based on the first thing I say. And I also... Even, like... It's even happened before when I've raided streamers that I'm not, like, extremely familiar with, where I'm like, oh my god... Like, some people in that stream, like, most people in that stream don't know who I am. Ah. Like, not that that matters, but, like, it's scary, because it's, like, feels like you're putting yourself out there. I don't know. And I feel the same when I send a first message in a new stream. I'm like, I don't know what this person's like. I don't know how they're gonna respond. I don't know if they don't care that I'm, like, there. Am I trying to seek too much attention by saying hi in the chat? Oh, I don't know. I'm just gonna look. Like, genuinely. It's difficult. Your first message gets highlighted? Oh, right. Oh, I didn't even think about that. Oh, that's extra terrifying. I forgot that was a thing. Wait, does it get highlighted? I thought it just, like, had, like, a sparkly, like... It had a sparkly symbol next to it and, like, a kind of purple line to the left of it. Maybe that's what I see on stream. I'm not really sure. Not really sure. Okay. One mistake I made in a previous run was I entered this loading zone with the wrong file and crashed the game. So let's, like, not. I accidentally forgot to open the splash screen. Aw, I thought I would get to skip the heart cutscene. Okay. Oh yeah, I forgot I meant to press C into that. Oh wait, I'm gonna have to wait till I select file 1. Okay, my bomb count didn't get messed up. I have exactly the amount of bombs I need, which is very good. Oh wait, no, I have infinite bombs. Because I keep loading my file info. I don't know, dude. I don't know. I technically don't know how the bomb counts in Back in Time work, but it doesn't really matter for the purposes of the run. In this case. Alright, what does matter is getting this movement for a timing that I wanted to do. No, I equipped a bomb. Wait, Phi tried to appear. I saw Phi try to appear there. Did anyone else see that? I swear Phi tried to appear, but then I, like, cancelled it. I swear for a few seconds Phi, like, went out of Link's sword. You can see the highlight as a regular viewer if you have extensions. Oh, okay. Like, as an extension thing. Gets a full-on yellow highlight for mods and stuff? Okay. 5. Okay, I do have, FFZ. Gosh, that feels so weird when I haven't heard a British person say that. I have to ask if I've heard of White Knuckle. I have, but that's all. I've only just heard of it one time. I don't know what's about. I have just heard of it. Because people were talking about it in one Discord. FFZ. Every time I say Z, people are gonna point it out. But I guess that's engagement, right? I don't know, dude. Yeah, thanks for the clip, Makito, by the way. I don't know if I already said that. Did anyone see that? Yeah, no, but it looked a little weird. I'll have to watch that back. And since you made a clip, I definitely will watch it back, I think. So that's good. Okay. Brain has been a bit all over the place, but I did get to focus in the parts where I needed it in this split. So, this split should be pretty good. I have no idea. Okay, no, our time save is not on this split. Our big time save isn't here yet. It's in a different part of the run. Don't look up gameplay or learn anything about the game. Okay. So what you're saying is it's Outer Wilds. It's like Outer Wilds. Well, actually, I took that same approach when I played Blueprints. Because I knew that Blueprints was that kind of game. Though I did ask a friend first, like, do you think I'd like Blueprints? And they were like, yeah, you would. And I did. Outer Knuckle. Yo, 1 second gold. Oh wait, no, that was where our time save was. Never mind. Let's go, we're ahead. It's like Outer Wilds if it was nothing like Outer Wilds at all. Yeah, yeah. No, but, you know, there are some games where you just don't want to look up anything about it beforehand. Some are more important about that than others. I'm curious, have you played Outer Wilds? Nikki. Because that is probably a fixation of mine in terms of video editing. Because I'm editing someone's playthrough of Outer Wilds and I'm making a supercut of it. So I consume a lot of Outer Wilds content on a regular basis. Haven't, but it's been on the unfortunately large list of games I eventually want to try. Okay, that's good. Yeah, I have no idea what your taste in games is, but it's one of my favorite games of all time. And I'm sure plenty of other people have said the exact same thing. It's on sale quite often? Yeah, I think so. Also, by the way, Ori, when you said Outer Knuckle, I thought of Outer Wilds and Knuckles. Which just sounds like the best game ever. Outer Wilds, Echoes of the Eye, and Knuckles. Almost certain that Outer Wilds is a game that I would enjoy. Yeah. I have noticed that there is a very big overlap between, like, some Zelda speedrunners and Outer Wilds. Specifically in the communities that I hang around in. I forgot what I was going to say. A lot of good games that are really cheap to play. I need to play so many games. So many people are making so many good games. Also, the fact that there are so many good indie games out there for me to try kind of means that, like, I have been losing interest recently in, like, buying first-party Nintendo games just because they're like, why get this for £50 when I can, like, buy this, like, hidden gem indie game that people have been talking about for, like, 20. Wait. Okay, 5th. Okay, movement was kind of odd, but that was fine. I haven't bought a first-party game in so long. I'm too poor. Yo. Relatable. Okay, but Tomodachi Life, though? Okay, true, Ori. I do want to buy the new Tomodachi Life game just because of how cute it looks. I just want to... Like, I just want to get that feeling again where you feel like a child that just got a new game for Christmas, and that game made... The direct for that game made me feel that feeling a little bit, so I'm considering getting it. I'm not sure if I actually will. Maybe I'll change my mind in 2 months, but... It does look really good. Yeah, I'm glad you guys also let some of you guys also feel the same way. Purely be nostalgia. Yeah. I mean, nostalgia is powerful. If it makes you happy, then, you know, go for it. Nothing like playing a new game at 10 AM Christmas morning. Yes! You split the cost with 2 other people. I see. Yeah, I don't have a Switch 2, which I guess you could have probably predicted based on how I talked about my relationship with buying Nintendo games now. I have quite a few Nintendo games that I bought, like, years ago, but, yeah. I was like, oh, TTYD remake, oh, it's £50. Like, oh, Nintendo's next console that I have been thinking about for years, oh, it's actually probably not worth it for me to get. By the way, that's not me saying that, like, it's not a valid price or anything. I'm not educated enough on the topic to know if the Switch 2 is priced well or anything. This is just, like... In my situation, it's just not worth it for me to get a Switch 2. But I don't want to be like, oh, the Switch 2 sucks, I hate everything about the Switch 2. Nah, it's just I kind of moved on. And that's okay. I'm willing to accept that. Gorko, I forget you're there. Okay, open file select immediately. This is the thing I need to remember that I made a mistake on last time. Bit save file 1. Okay, select file 2 and run into circle. Okay, select file 1 and watch cutscene. Yeah. Can't look at chat right now, but I promise this next 10 minutes after the split, we are gonna have a field day with yapping. This part of the run is like from the like 140 mark to about now. There's a lot of gameplay that requires focus. But then after this we get like just like 12 minutes of just cutscene goodness. Okay, maybe not 12, it's probably more like 10. It's like you do one roll and you talk to one person, and then you do 2 more rolls and then you've got a 5-minute cutscene. And then you do 2 more rolls into another cutscene trigger and then you got like another 3-minute cutscene. Okay, gotta remember to be careful. Okay. I have to remember to be standing completely still there, otherwise I front hop. And then I mess up that entire RBM, which is really bad. Anyway, we're now in a big cutscene, so we can now talk. Here, I was gonna send you a Switch 2. Oh my god, gosh, Mojito. I hope not. I mean, like, of course I would enjoy it. If like I got a Switch 2 as a present, I would enjoy it, but like, it's so much money. I wouldn't wish anyone to buy me it at this point. It's okay, you can play poor people indie games in the light. Dude, there are so many good indie games out there that are like £15 though. Yapping time, yeah. Gate of Time looks all pixely. How much did Silk Song cost again? I mean, not that it mattered, because I was always going to buy it anyway, but, like... When I bought Hollow Knight, it was, like, £12. And... I've gotten, like... What? 300 hours worth of enjoyment out of that game? That's one example of a game where I think the price to enjoyment ratio was, like, the highest I've ever gotten. Well, actually, maybe also Skyward Sword. Well, no, I technically did spend quite a decent amount of money in order to speedrun this game in the way I do. I don't know, it's kind of hard. Like, I technically didn't buy a Wii just so that I could play Skyward Sword. Well, I bought this Wii remote for my Wii, but does that mean it was for Skyward Sword? I don't know. I like the Gate of Time design. Too bad it's on screen for so little time. Yeah, I love the cubes, like, slotting into each other a bit. Like, that's so cool. Groose looked like the pensive emoji for a second there. Alright. This cutscene is nearly ending. So what we're going to do is we're going to do like 3 rolls, and then we're going to talk to someone, and then we're going to do 2 more rolls, and then we're like in a 6-minute cutscene. Whoa, the way it like goes like boom 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 when Link touches onto the Gate of Time. It reminds me of when Link touches the blue light at the end of a shrine in Breath of the Wild. Whee! The latest Nintendo, the latest Nintistem, the latest Nintendo. Oh my goodness! Latest system I have from Nintendo is the new 3DS XL. Oh really? Wait, when did that come out? Was that before or after the Switch? I'm trying to figure out if you have a Switch, if you possibly have a Switch mojito. Way before? Oh, so you never got a Switch. That's kind of rare of the people I've talked to, but that's fair. 2015? Okay, yeah, that sounds right. No Wii U, yeah. I mean, if that's what you wanted to do, then, you know, fair enough. Or if, like, that was just, like, financial situation, I don't know. If I mute for little periods of time in this cutscene, it's just because I'm eating a snack. Because when I stream this category, I usually stream, like, 40 minutes later than I intend to, and then I end up having a late dinner, so I just make sure I have snacks for this cutscene. I literally have popcorn to... No, okay, no, I'm kidding, it's not popcorn. Uh, 3DS has been going up in price? Oh, really? In that case, I'm glad I got one. There we go, okay. that Nightbot worked. I don't really know what the settings on that, how the settings on that works. It was like it was sent, I wanted it to send that message every 90 minutes, but you could only set it up to 60. And then it was like set it every 2 chat lines. But it was like lines per... Oh, it was lines in the last 5 minutes. Oh, I don't... The way Nightbot works is kind of weird. I wish I could make that more customizable. Whatever. Had this conversation with my brother recently, and we're both quite sad people hated the Wii U. We both really loved it. I never got the chance to have a Wii U. Also, the goddess sword turned into the true master sword. Oh. When I was a bit younger, and I got the Switch, my parents looked at the Wii U and saw like the gamepad and were like, this looks. I remember my mom like telling me like, oh, we thought it looked like weird or something, so we just didn't get it or something. I don't know. There's something about it that makes it appear as gimmicky, maybe. That makes people not want to get it. I feel like if I had a Wii U, I would... If I had a Wii U, I probably would have ended up trying to speedrun Wind Waker HD or Twilight Princess HD. I probably would have ended up trying those games. But I never did get one, so... I don't really want to get a Wii U now that I don't have one, just because it's a lot of money. Make a custom bot. I unfortunately don't know how to do that. I mean, I could learn, I suppose. But I don't know if I'd get enough enjoyment out of it. Clearly remember getting the Wii U for Christmas. And we spent ages setting it up. We played Minecraft on it, let's go. The people I used to watch run that game don't do as much anymore. I see. Yeah, I love Wind Waker HD speedruns too. I know a little bit of the stuff. I've picked up a little bit of the stuff from it. I also played the rando of that game one time, so I've messed around with item sliding a lot. You got to watch Alberto get his first world record, and then he proceeded to sweep every category? That's amazing. Spent so much money on Minecraft through your entire life. On every device that could run it. I mean, that's fair. Considering the enjoyment you get out of it, like, makes sense. Skip to Wii U, got the Switch in college, I see. Yeah. One thing I do find fascinating about, like, top runners in speedruns is, like, I'm always fascinated by how they started and, like, watching their old runs before they were top runner. And, like, watching them gradually progress in skill level until you get to where they are now. Like, I love it when I can watch a runner, like, I can literally see them gradually improve from starting out up until becoming a top runner. And so I'm always fascinated when I, like, learn about someone who's really dominant in the speedruns of a game, like, how they first started out. Switch was good for a college dorm because you don't need a TV. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. I especially tried to do the... I especially was fascinated with that for rando, too. Because you could, like, look at people's race time profiles and then, like, see their first race, and then see where they are now. I'm always so curious about that stuff. Alright, we are out of cutscene heaven. I would call it cutscene hell, but it doesn't feel like hell. Because I yapped a lot, so it was actually really fun. Like, you guys made those 10 minutes feel like 3. It was great. Oh no, I messed up. No. I selected file 1 like a few frames too late. Got the Thunderhead cutscene. It's okay because we have like almost 3 minutes of time save on the split. Alberto was focused on consistency a lot. He would always talk about how he opts out of strats that jeopardize that. And then it was nice to see it work out for him in a game like Wind Waker HD. It literally starts with a run killer and it's MSS. I think that MSS is absolutely fascinating in the way that it's so physical for a speedrun trick, and like people go into this like zen state when they do it. Like, you're learning like a really unique type of skill with MSS. I find it really cool. Ow. Yeah, I have noticed that a lot of top runners start out by like really going for consistency, which I think is a good idea, because if you can go for consistent strats and you can get that down, then you can move on to doing more risky strats after you've built a consistent foundation. I remember back when I used to speedrun Tears of the Kingdom, I would like watch like Jim's runs, and I would just notice how he did a bunch of little tiny things in the game, like in a way that maybe wasn't the fastest, but was just really consistent. He was really good at just finding little bits that made the run slightly easier to do consistently. Did that in an SSR race? Oh no. They did add a category with the tool for MSS, yes. It's separated from like regular any percent. Seems cool. That like you can kind of get a feel for the any percent run, and then like and like get a feel for just how it feels to do an any percent run without the without the MSS part. I've got to skip the text cutscene. I mean, I don't run the game though, so my opinion is not based on as much, like, I guess, evidence as other people's. But I mean, I imagine if I was a person running that category, it would probably be used as like a way to get comfortable with the run whilst learning MSS, and then like gradually switch to actually doing MSS, and then move away from the category. Alright, I remembered to open the splash immediately. Yay! Okay. We lost 40 seconds to that Thunderhead softlock. Wow, that was a long load. However, we are 5 minutes ahead now, because this is the part of the run where all of our time save was. Pretty much. Almost makes me want to try a casual speedrun of Unwake HD. MSS was definitely a big block, yeah. That makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, it's like a nice way to introduce people to it. Oh, also, on the topic of Alberto, actually, I'm gonna mention this when I'm in more cutscene heaven again. I should probably actually focus for this. Okay, the pillar's over there. No, don't dive like that. Ugh, okay. Not a very good Farron dive, but I got it. Alright, yeah, I get the cutscene. Need to get into the muscle memory of skipping that cutscene. I think it might be that any % run I did on Monday that's messing up my muscle memory. Like, yes, that cutscene is in fact there. Dude, it said log trick file 2 and I was like, my heart sank for a moment. I thought I messed something up, but no. That's what's about to come up right now. By log trick, they literally just mean doing what, like, just that. Okay, really bad calibration. Okay, these loads into Skyloft are like really long. Jump scared by a really loud cat food ad? Ow. Twitch knows you have a cat, Ori. Hey. Get carpal tunnel sometimes from casual gaming? Oh no. Ways to mitigate, but you don't have that much dedication to committing to mastering MSS. Yeah. I remember when I was younger, I would get more hand strain because I was not on a good setup, and I didn't have a good chair for what I was doing, and so like that actually affected my posture and my hand position. So I think I just played more spammy games. Like, Skyward Sword is actually, like... Oh no! Wait, the sailcloth RBM didn't work. Oh no. I have to try the RBM again. No! Wait, I'm gonna have to ask people when that flag sets, because I don't know. Oh, I didn't bonk the bookshelf. Wait, no, I didn't bonk the bookshelf. Thank you, 64. Wait, no, it's fine. Undespaired. It's fine. I'm just forgetful. Like, I mean, it's annoying, because I'm losing a lot of time. I didn't mess up, I just have ADHD. It's okay, guys. Oh, I got the rupee this time. Keep thinking about buying a new computer chair, but they are so expensive. I looked into gaming chairs for a really long time, and then what ended up happening is I drove with my my family drove me to, like, a town, like, an hour away, and we just bought an office chair for, like, £70 or something. That just felt good. Well, I don't remember how much it costed. Maybe that's not what its price actually was, and it was actually more. I don't know. But either way, I sat on it, it felt alright. I can cross-legged sit on it, which is good. Because I do that. You have HD TV. If you're talking about my monitor is 1080p. I'm not super familiar with that phrase, though. Thank you very much for that reminder about bonking the bookshelf, by the way, 64. Like, we're losing time, but we're losing so much less time if 64 hadn't reminded me that. Like, we'd be losing so much more. Calibration. Okay. Brain rotted? I don't know if that's to do with brain rot. Anyway, what I was gonna say on Alberto was, I've wanted to be able to morph hover in Wind Waker SD for, like, oh, I didn't get to damage down. I've wanted to morph hover in Wind Waker SD for a really long time. And I've, like, tried to do it for... I've tried to do it multiple times. I've tried to, like, learn how to hover, but I just wasn't able to do it. I just couldn't. It was a mental block. I didn't know how to two-handed mash at all. And then recently, I had already watched, like, his morph hover tutorial. But recently I watched his morph hover tutorial, like Alberto's morph hover tutorial again. And I watched that, and even though some of the Wii U stuff on that doesn't apply to me since I'm playing Wind Waker Rando on Dolphin with a Switch controller, like, I watched it again, and then I actually did get morph hover one time. I'm still quite bad at two-handed mashing, but I at least am seeing progress now. Like, I have some times where I'm, like, okay at it. And, like, I don't know, his tutorials are just so helpful, seem so helpful in the sense that he goes in depth. He doesn't like waffle about stuff that doesn't need to be waffled about, but, like, he goes in depth on the stuff that, like, some people might not touch on because he has that experience. Like, yeah, you can tell he puts effort into his tutorials, and, like, it was really helpful. I'm a waffler, I'm cooked. I mean, if you make, like, a script, and you edit the script, and then you read the script, like, for a video, that could also be a way of not worrying about yapping too much in a tutorial. I think my chair is older than all of you. It's a fold-up metal chair. Oh my goodness. Oh my lord, Makito. I mean, I have done a rando seed one time in a dining chair. Like, one time, I was in a Wind Waker rando tournament, but I was going on holiday during the qualifiers, and I needed to do a qualifier. So I brought my setup on holiday and played the seed in the like, a dining room in a cottage. In, like, a small it was like a small cottage house thing, but they had a big dining room. So I just, like, sat and played there. It was actually alright. Guess that's one of the perks of having a laptop for me. There's pros and cons to it, but I guess that was a pro. But yeah. I'm so happy that I did my first Morph Hover recently after not thinking I'd ever be able to do it. I'm not even gonna get to use Morph Hover that much when I play Wind Waker Rando. Like, it's gonna come up like once every few months at most, but like the fact that I can do it is like so cool. Like, you know when you do a trick and you're just kind of like, it's kind of addicting to practice the trick because you just find the trick so fun and exciting to perform. I think the reason why I find Morph Hover so exciting to do is because I couldn't do it for a really long time, and then suddenly I like did it once and it felt incredible because I had such a mental block and never thought I could do it, and then actually getting it made me feel special, I guess. Yeah. It's like how I felt with Extending Blow, an RNG trick in this run, which is not, it's not really that difficult, but like I was struggling to set it up and get like the right RNG for it, and I was just like banging my head against the wall because I was like, I don't know if I'm doing it wrong or if I just am getting bad RNG. That's why I'm not getting it as much as I should. And recently I figured it out, and even though it's not ideal, it's not an ideal trick, the situation that you're in, it's so exciting to me because I finally solved like a thing that I wasn't expecting to solve for a while. Okay. Wait, they actually did one of which in Link to the Past Rando? Okay, that hit at the end of the spin attack, but... Oh, Plandomizer Tawny? That's cool. Were people talking about that? I might have missed that. That is really cool, though. Very cool. Okay. Made you feel good because you struggled with those lot previously. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. It's like, it's the tricks that you struggle with at first and never expect yourself to get, and you kind of like mentally give up on them, and then you suddenly get them. That feels the best. Also, holy moly, that RNG was amazing. That RNG was amazing, what? That's like some of the best Levias RNG I've ever gotten. Almost all of those Skyward strikes hit. Oh, you were joking about a Wind Waker Rando Plando Tawny where you could force Morph Hover. Oh, right, you said just wait for the Plando Tawny. Ah, I missed that message. Yeah. I have a friend who has been, like, they post spoiler log asyncs to do, every now and then in the Wind Waker Rando community. They have, like, monthly asyncs. Not very many people play them, but I've played them. I played them last summer, and I had a ton of fun doing spoiler log, because it made my execution at Wind Waker Rando a lot better. And like, I have a friend who has just been checking them just to see if one of them has Morph Hover, because you can do Morph Hover. Wait, actually, I don't have enough bombs for this to work properly. I'm just gonna fly. I messed up my bomb count earlier. This could have been a huge gold, but instead because we got such good RNG, but it can't be. I messed up my bomb count when trying to explode that one rock, because I had the wrong visual cue. It's okay, though. Kinda sucks, but it's fine. Blessed Seed got EB. I just said blessed. Am I living 400 years in the past? What? Yeah, it is cool that this run got EB. It got the slowest possible form of EB. Out of 3 different scenarios, I get EB on my first try, I get EB on my second try, and it goes all the way to Skyview, and I get EB on my second try, and it doesn't go all the way to Skyview. I got the third option out of those, which is the slowest, but it still saved like 40 seconds, which is crazy. So, yeah. Very good. Alright, now we are going to just say bye to Coloctos. Yo! Oh! Alright, bye-bye. I find it funny every time, it just doesn't get old. Also, I'm not rolling towards that statue. I could fall. Hi, Coloctos. Bye, Coloctos. Alright, time for the first of 2 different RBWs into the Horde. Oh yeah, by the way, on my friend who hopes to be able to do Morph Hover on those spoiler log asyncs, he does Morph Hover with one hand. I don't know how he does that. Literally, I have no idea. Like, I don't know how his hands feel fine, and I don't know how he physically does it. Because I'm assuming he, like, jitters his arm. Which is not very good for your arms and hands. Let's go 2 flat Farron dive. Oh, by the way, when I figured out what I was doing wrong with Morph Hover, it was that the way I mash for rope climb is you mash A and B. And that allows for my mashing to not be very good and it's still working. Because what I can do is I can just hover one of my fingers over one button and then just, like, mash with the other hand. Like, that was fine. Like, it took a little bit of learning to do that, but, like, that was fine. But the thing about Morph Hover is that, like, if you press A and B on the same frame, like, with the other thing, like, it would be fine. But with Morph Hover, you have to, like, be really conscious of that. Otherwise, you drop an input. So my problem was always that I wasn't mashing consistently, but I found out that it's all about moving the controller as much as possible and having my finger hovered slightly higher than it's meant to. the single thing in Alberto's tutorial that helped me the most was when he said, you see this? And he like did a method of two-handed mashing. He was like, this doesn't work. You know why? Because your finger is hovering over the button and it's counting as like one single press of the button because you're pressing it on consecutive frames. And I tried like hovering my finger higher so that I had to move the controller more in order to get an input, and it's harder, but it works, and it is way better in the long run. And that was like so eye-opening for me, that was like the thing I was doing wrong. Because I was like, oh, I get it now. It was, I need to, I mean, I knew I was dropping inputs because I, like, visually saw it, but I just didn't know why. And now I know why. It's because I need to hover my finger higher. Also, I need to skip that split. I was yapping. Oh yeah, we just, like, went to the final wave of the Horde with that already. I don't know if you've seen that in a run before. Unless you're talking about something else. Right. We have the spiral charge music, but we don't go into the tutorial. Oh, you were saying that after I mentioned that someone does morph hover with one hand. Right. Yeah. Yeah. The different method of two-handed mashing where you have to push the controller, like, a lot. Okay, I did this out of muscle memory and thought it was wrong, but no, we're good. Yeah, the mashing method I did before was very easy, but but it wasn't working at all. The mashing method now it's way harder, so I'm not very good at it, and I fail it constantly. And it requires a lot more practice because it involves pushing the controller into your other hand, like, quite a lot. However, it's so much better in the long run. It's all about, like, delayed gratification. It's about doing stuff that feels, like, difficult at first, but just gets better and better in the long run. And, like, I guess, like, tensing up your arm is kind of, like, a form of, like, instant gratification in this sense. That, like, yes, you get results immediately, because, you know, you're tensing up your arm to mash, of course it's gonna be relatively fast. But it is bad for you in the long run. It's all about consistency and, like, doing what's best in the long run for that trick. It seems. I will say when I did Morph Hover, I mean, I had a save state where the morph was in place that I made, like, months ago. And then I just did the mashing part. I have done the setting up the morph part before, but I haven't done it recently, so I'm not to give too much credit to myself. I'm still very bad at it. I got it once and then I couldn't really get it again. I nearly got it again, but not quite. Needs a lot of practice. But yeah. Not really learning that trick because I think it's that advantageous to know it. You can easily be a top runner without knowing that trick in Wind Waker Rando. I just think it's just so cool to know it. I just feel so cool. I just feel so cool if I get it. Is Morthhover still in Wind Waker speedruns? Obviously, Ace skips it, but wasn't there something about the Tingle Tuner? Yeah, they skip it because they just hover all the way to the top with the Tingle Tuner instead in no Ace runs. I'm pretty sure they still do that after the route change at like the end of 2024, which makes me feel weird because I remember when Wind Waker got like a flurry of new discoveries and that didn't really feel like that long ago. The progress of discoveries in Wind Waker speedruns in the last like 2 years has been crazy. Oh my gosh, that was close. Almost voided. Okay, and now we get to a lot of cutscenes again. Ba-dum, bum, bum. Bum, bum. Ba-dum, bum, bum. Something about these splits isn't lining up. If I'm 347 ahead, that means I'd get barely a sub 309. Oh wait, no, it does line up, never mind. The oh so joyous cutscenes. The weird Gurhim hands. Yeah, so I know that Morthhover isn't in any percent Ace or no Ace. As for the other categories, I don't know. Wind Waker HD, it definitely is. In Wind Waker HD, any percent. But it'll always be somewhat relevant for Rando because it's hookshot skip, so... If in a seed where you can skip hookshot, if, I don't know, my friend timed how long Morthhover took, and he was like, it's like 2 minutes of time loss, so I guess if getting hookshot has the potential to lose 2 minutes or more, then it's worth Morthovering. But again, I like, believe me when I say, in Wind Waker Rando main tournaments, there's like 1 Morthover per season. It, like, very rarely happens. Usually, like, 1 person does Morthhover per season. Me when I turn into a Zord for a second. Relatable. Okay, he didn't side hop me. Saw Jim do it in a race once, yeah. He did it in S7. I don't know if someone did it for S8. I'm pretty sure I heard about someone doing it in S8. Yeah, watching Jim do Morthhover... I mean, I didn't see him do it live, but even watching the VOD, seeing him do it was, like, nerve-wracking. Like, he seemed nervous. And I can't blame him. At the end of a tournament match and you gotta do Morthhover first try, like, yikes. Actually, I don't know if he even did do it first try. Maybe that was what made it more nerve-wracking. I don't remember. I know that I clipped it when I saw it, though. Okay, I had to do I did an extra home buffer there, which wasn't necessary, but oh well. Alright, and now one of the longest cutscenes in the run. Aqua. Yeah, I know that Tanjo did Morph Hover in Season 6, and I know that Jim did it in Season 7. Jim might have done it again for Season 8, I'm not really sure. Almost at sub 301 Sum of Best. This is true, yeah. Yeah, I can definitely get sub 301 Sum of Best. I think it won't be too long until I get sub 3 Sum of Best. Part of me entertained the idea that maybe sub 3 is possible in this category, but I don't know if I'm gonna be the one to achieve that. That seems extremely difficult. What I can say is that whilst this run is very likely to achieve my goal of sub 310, which is awesome, I made quite a decent amount of mistakes in this run. However, my consistency is improving. I'm making less big mistakes than I used to. I mean, part of it was I was yapping, so I did get distracted at some points. But I'm still getting better at... I did, like, at some points in this run go, okay, I have to focus at this point. Which is good, because it's really addictive, like, yapping and socializing. So, like, knowing when I actually need to focus and being able to say, like, I actually need to, like, focus on running is good, because that's a skill that I'm developing with this. Kind of weird, considering it's, like, not related to the speedrun, but it is. But it affects the speedrun. But I'm getting better. I don't remember this cutscene at all. I kind of do from my casual playthrough. We've also got Patro music here. Oh wait, no, it's gone now. The music when you first meet Patro and he's like, was like happening. Duh. I find the music there quite funny. Like the as Girahim is just like hovering in the air. I don't know. But yeah, what I can say is, whilst I am definitely getting more consistent, which is awesome, we are far from a point in this category where I want to leave it. This is, or at least that's how I feel right now. My feelings on when I want to stop doing a speedrun can be quite sudden in terms of when I want to stop. I usually decide whether I want to continue a speedrun or not in my free time rather than on stream, because I get some time for it to ruminate in my brain, but I can say it's pretty unlikely that it's very unlikely that I will stop here. Not with this many mistakes. I remember beating Demise for the first time in a VC with you and Jade. Those were the days, yeah. Took a ridiculous amount of tries. I don't even remember. I remember you doing Horde Ore. I remember watching you do that. That was super cool. I don't remember... Like, I remember you beating the game, but I don't have a specific memory of, like, how long Demise took. But I remember I was there. That was really cool. Because I've been yapping so much this stream, probably more than normal, it really doesn't feel like 3 hours have passed. I was surprised at how fast you did it, and I was like, sledge sit. I love that you like using that emote. Yeah. Wait, yeah, no, I do remember being surprised. Because I thought that, I didn't say it out loud, but I remember being like, oh, you did that like fast, like, whoa. When was this? I don't know. It must have been before August 2024, because that's when Jade left for university. Yeah, I don't know. Spring 2024. Yeah, that's probably about right. Yeah. It was cool though. Anyway, Demise is summoning a blackberry portal. Blackberry juice. Grape flavored portal. I don't know. Yay, I did one roll. Now we're back into the cutscenes again. It doesn't really truly feel like I have control of Link there, since it's like for half a second. Yummy, yeah. I don't know. The Demise portal, what would it taste like? I imagine blackberries. There are some blackberries that grow near me, though they're very sour. Because I live in the north of England, I guess the blackberries don't get as much sun. In the south, where some of my other family lives, I ate some blackberries there, and like even the chewier ones that weren't fully ripe yet were like really sweet. And I was like, whoa, is this how blackberries are meant to taste? And like my granny, she had tomatoes in her garden, and they tasted so sweet compared to the ones that we grew. And I was just like, wow, okay, it must just be the sunshine levels that they get. Must just be that's more rainy and more cloudy where I live than... Well, I guess it's decently rainy where they live, I guess. I don't know. They get more... I guess it's just a bit warmer. It was in May. Okay, that makes sense. Oh my gosh. It's like dusk. Yeah, I kind of gotta remember, we're about to like finish the run. Alright, here we go. Yeah, I kind of just was like, oh, we're actually almost done. Wait. Okay, I did a spin attack on accident, but it's fine, I guess. It didn't stop me from messing up the strat somehow. I did like a vertical spin attack on accident. Is this gonna be a goal? I don't know. It's gonna be close. Yay! GG's! Let's go! GG's. Ugh. Let's go. Thank you for the GG's, Ori. Vibrant Viola. I don't know why I said your full name there. I don't know which one you prefer. My bad. Mijito and 64. Thank you guys. Finally a run where, like, I wasn't, like, 10 minutes behind my summer best. Like, it wasn't great, but it was a big step in the right direction. For sure. I feel good. Oh, I made my splits all weird. Wait, I need to fix this. That should be the length of splits, that's good. Cat jam, yeah. Yeah, wow. I'm so, like, I just feel so content right now. Like, I got a run, and the run, like, I mean, I'm not gonna say that this run is good. Don't get too ahead of yourself. Like, speedrunner thinking their run is good? Ah, no way. That's too rare. No way a speedrunner would ever think that their run is good. No way. Okay, no, but in all seriousness, I wouldn't call this run good, but I would call it good progress. I want to think of positive things to say about this run, and I would say that it was a good step in the right direction, and I'm getting better at managing my focusing levels. Because that is actually, like, something that I've had to learn streaming this category, when I can look at chat and when I can't. Probably talk about it a lot, but like with my ADHD, it does actually, like, it is actually a thing to consider, and like I'm getting better. And I'm having so much fun, like, just yapping. I don't know. This was really fun. Gonna go over the splits real quick. I'm not gonna go over them too, like, particularly. I can, like, do that in my own time. But Skyloft overall was pretty decent. A few minor mistakes here and there, I think, but like Skyloft was completely fine. Slingshot was good. Just need to adjust my gold because I pushed the log there now, or at least that's what I'm planning. Deep Woods, we golded because we got EB. Beetle, I fought the Style Master weirdly, otherwise it would have been a gold. Skyview felt really good. Elden, I missed a Farron dive, but otherwise was fine. Oh, I guess I went into the zipper a bit weirdly. Bomb Bag. Bomb Bag was... Well, I didn't lose much time on I didn't lose much time on Bomb Bag, but I did mess up the RBM in it. The second one. Even though it's the same one twice. Just didn't have a good angle to face the gravestone. And as you can see in the Earth Temple split, I had to redo that RBM, and my Scaldera was kind of bad, so I lost a bit more than 2 minutes. Harp split, I should have lost way more time than I did. I must be able to gold that by a lot, since I forgot to bit save, and I avoided out in the Betrow back in time. Like, I must be able to gold harp by a lot. Harp's drum RBM, I don't remember what my 13 seconds of time loss was off the top of my head, but we got it, so. Matchy RBM, I failed another Farron dive, which was sad. But otherwise was fine. Stomp was fine, I don't know what the 20 seconds was, I was too busy yapping. Scale was good, I think. Yeah, I think Scale was pretty good. You missed Matchy, no! Enter Gate of Time was really good as well. I still feel really scared when I do that RBM because I have to target and press A, which is usually what I do for a front hop, but then I have to hold neutral on the stick. It's very scary. I might want to look at what 64 does in that part, because every time I do Gate of Time RBM, I have to be focused because it's really scary, because if I hold any direction on my control stick, I mess it up. and I have to do the whole thing again. It's not difficult, it's just really easy to mess up. So I just need to be really careful when I do that RBM. However, is a gold, so joyous. Movie Night 2 Terrific Time Travel would have been perfectly fine if not for the Thunderhead softlock, but that wasn't a huge time loss. In Spiral Charge Skip, I thought I messed up an RBM, but I didn't. Didn't get to damage down, which wasn't great. Oh yeah, I messed up my bomb count in Lanayru Gorge, so that wasn't great either. But, you know, I did skip Spiral Charge. I always play it safe there, just to make sure I skip Spiral Charge. In the Levias split, we got really good RNG, but my bomb count wasn't high enough to be able to Death Warp, so I just had to exit the Thunderhead normally. In the Horde split, I think that was pretty good. I gotta, like, look back at it to see if it was a gold. Horde isn't real, but Start G3 was fine, and Demise was fine. Did an extra home buffer in G3, and Demise was kind of weird at one point. I did try to do the hang off a ledge strat on Girahim 3, but Girahim was facing the opposite direction, so I guess it could have been a little faster, but it doesn't matter. Does not matter. I'm just really happy that I got a run where my sum of best was roughly 2 minutes per hour? Roughly. Not exactly, but it was roughly 2 minutes per hour, and even though for a lot of people, like, 1 minute per hour is, like, the golden, like, that's, like, the dream for being off of your sum of best. That'll be very difficult for me to do. So I think starting at, like, 2 minutes per hour as a goal for how far I am off of my sum of best is pretty good. However, my sum of best itself can be improved a lot in certain points. I just haven't improved it in certain points because this run is so long. So, I haven't taken the time to get super practiced on individual stuff and more just make sure I'm not making huge mistakes. However, we are now that we've gotten sub 310, I might start doing more, like, extensive practice on this category. Might start doing some, like, segment practice, maybe, on some certain back-in-time sequences that I find slow when I look back at myself doing them. Because I definitely think there's pockets of time save that, like, I am just not aware of right now. But yeah, major mistakes were, I failed 2 Farron dives, which was like 2 minutes or something. Actually, maybe 1:40. Messed up an RBM, which was probably another 2 minutes, so 3:40. And then I thought I failed an RBM and didn't, so that's another minute. So yeah, without the major mistakes in this run, it could have been 5 minutes faster. In previous runs, I said, when I've added up my major mistakes, I've been like, oh, I could get a 3:05, but I guess after looking at my major mistakes in this run, I suppose a 3:03 isn't too far off. I don't know how low I'm gonna go with this category, but I'm very excited for what's next. I just hope I can practice more extensively in my free time. So yeah, that was a lot of talking.